Hello guys, welcome to the stream, nice and early. Hello guys, welcome to the stream. Here we are in Watkins Glen for
fastest lap for Jones, 1:43.85.
today's race. So, yeah, bit of an early start, a little bit annoying, but sadly this is kind of the only one I can do. The 7 AM one, there's only a 7 AM, a 6 PM and a 2 PM, and I can't make the other two, so that's kind of it. Yeah. We'll see how this goes. Did a bit of practice last night and it went alright, so...
Pit lane speed limit is 72 kilometers per hour.
In terms of fuel, we're starting off with 80 litres to give us a little bit of flexibility, and then we'll be seeing from there kind of what happens. Sim briefly set to fuel until the end, so hopefully they'll do that. So crew chief should fuel me to the end, and then from there we'll see what happens. But yeah, so...
Take care, there's a car
and then
approaching.
also, in terms of tyres, I'm still not totally sure, because...
That's a new fastest lap for Kenny, 1:43.77.
So in terms of tyres, I was a little bit stuck, really, because... well... it's kind of a choice between not taking tyres and taking tyres, obviously, but I wasn't really sure, because the tyres are being quite warm, but you can't change tyres and fuel at the same time, so it wastes 27.5 seconds, roughly. It wastes a lot of time, so I wasn't sure that it would be worth it, really. Now my pace round is pretty decent. We're using a setup great setup shot. I've been in the mid-43s race fuel. That's what I've been doing, so it's not bad. I know these cars are capable of up to 41s in the IMSA series, however, maybe either the balance of performance is different. I don't think that's the case though. I'm pretty sure it's the track conditions, they must be different from what they were in the IMSA series. But yeah, we're going out now on qualifying fuel, just to kind of see what one can expect from qualifying. I haven't actually done much in the way of qualifying fuel running. I've done lots of practice on race fuel, so I thought, you know, get out there early, get a feel for the track before we start the race. We'll see how it is.
P21.
Obviously these cars are a bit more difficult to drive than the standard GT3 because they don't have any ABS at all. Although it doesn't make much of a difference. Also during the race today, probably won't talk an awful lot, just decided to stream it because, you know, why not? Probably would have been doing a stream on, you know, this morning anyway, so... Also, on my best lap, at 42.7, I did mess up that corner just back there, so that's why I'm getting a bit of time on this lap. I should be getting a little bit because I'm on low fuel compared to high fuel. Although the lap time I set in the race was set on like lap 4. Not race, my practice race. It was set on lap 4. which obviously means we're better. Now, in terms of splits, this race is going to be 100. It's going to be 60 people in a race.
All right, Morgan. We estimate you've got 5 minutes of fuel remaining.
So it's currently looking like there's going to be about 89 people, so that's 2 splits. We've got 10 minutes yet, so...
P4, you're currently 0.12 off the leader's pace. Sector 3's a 10th off the pace.
Okay, so that qualifying lap's just put us 4th. This isn't for the race, by the way, this is just practice.
141.16.
This has nothing to do with the race, it's all qualifying attached as normal. Obviously, the lap times will come up as well, because remember, in the race we're going to be drafting people.
Minor lap.
That's one move I would like to test, because, you know, people often try to pass each other by there, and it does often go wrong, so it's probably quite good to test how you do it. So that's good.
Right side, right's clear.
Yeah, I'm not expecting something massively quick here, I'm just kind of, you know, should be fun really. Also, it's kind of the safety rate in this race. It being 90 minutes long, yes, 90 minutes, it's quite a good opportunity to gain safety rate in, so... Also, with 60 people, there is the hope that, more people than usual will be crashing, and then we'll try and stay out of that.
Repeat, please.
Also, that was a bit slow, because we did it waste over a second trying to get past that person at the bus
Okay,
stop.
Morgan, we're running on fumes, mate. Hit this lap, in this lap.
Oh, I forgot we were on qualifying fuel, weren't we? Yeah, so we have to pit this time. It's good anyway, I want to do some pit practice. See, we'll pit now. So obviously the qualifying fuel only lasts an out lap, and then 2 laps, and then a little bit more. Obviously I don't really want to be taking more fuel than we need, right? Right, let's just go ahead and pit then. Obviously, good to get a bit of practice in anyway. But going into the pits, it's actually fairly nice around here.
Two litres remaining.
So we'll come in. Well, actually, we can't add loads of fuel because they're separate setups. The spring rates are slightly different on the race one, so I know that was the wrong pit box. I actually wasn't sure we were then. That's one thing with a keep an eye out for the race is don't drive past, because that will ruin our entire race. I mean, if we no matter what we do, if we have an alright race and then proceed to drive straight, but why is this is weird. My race setup is still in 90 litres. Yeah, 80 litres. I've got it set to now. Don't need 90. You can go easily with about 80 plus 70 litres.
Car approaching, watch your mirrors.
Clear left, good job. Our left. clear on the left.
Right, there's 100 people registered now, so we're in at the moment 2 splits of 50. So we're gonna have quite a big server, although not. Not as big as the server will go. But in a way, it's actually kind of good. So yeah, 101 people. So there's, you know, if we can hit 3 splits, that'll contest it a lot more than 2 splits. So I think I prefer 2. I don't get how you can, like, register for one of these races, like, last minute, though. Like, sure, you register a bit earlier with this kind of race because you want to do practice. Like, unlike other races where... Because this series is a bit unusual in that sense, where most series, they're every 2 hours or every hour, with the exception of a few of the NASCAR, like the NASCAR iRacing series, which is, like, 4 or 5 times a week. But this one doesn't even that. I mean... It's like the VRS Endurance and the European Endurance series, where it's basically either every week or every 2 weeks. This one's every 2 weeks.
P8.
However, the only difference is the others are team races. This one isn't. So it's kind of the only solo race that is this infrequent. So you don't really get a chance to practice. Like you can practice in practice sessions, like I did. But you can't actually have, you know, I mean, there's 3 races this weekend. So, I mean, you probably could take part in all 3 if you wanted. Although, I'll only be doing 1. Doing pretty well here, just getting a bit of practice in really. I know these lap times, I don't know, I think the test drive session that I had, the track did feel a bit quicker.
The guy behind is just
I mean really, it's just kind of how the race goes. I mean, I can't lap at the moment, it's been enough for 8th place, with all these people going round.
Right side's clear.
Rare. Yeah, we don't want to do that in the race, do we? I definitely don't want to do that in the race.
You have 3 incidents.
We don't want any of this in the race. Right, at the moment then, it's going towards 2 splits of 55. We've only got 2 minutes left, so I don't think 11 people will register in 2 minutes.
E9.
Coming up on your left side's clear.
There, a little bit of an incident back there. I think that it's not many people who use a Ferrari. Apparently, BMW is one of the quickest at the moment. Although Ferrari's the one I bought because it's the one that's like the GT3. You know, it's the GT3 that I drive, so it kind of fits in. Because honestly, I mean, maybe it's just me, but a Ferrari GTE and a GT3, apart from the ABS, which in the Ferrari baseline series GT3 is practically turned off. These cars do feel very similar, and that's kind of what I want. Less cars to get to grips with then. Also, I mean, loads of people seem to drive the Porsche as well. I could never drive the Porsche ever. Because I don't like it at all. Like the Porsche really, like, I don't like it. But I think, you know, Porsches, because of like they do tend to be quite quick. Because like their rear end, because of their rear engine and all that, and the good traction. But it does mean that the handling is a bit difficult at times, which is what I can't stand. Like the last thing I want is a car trying to kill me.
You're now
Some people
2.8
like that.
seconds off the pace.
I don't. I like a car that's nice and easy and you can get pace out of it. You know? This sort of car, all you have to think about is, are you maximising this corner, this corner. You haven't got to think about, oh, you know, the car might step out on me here. Right, there we go, being called into the sessions. There's going to be, I think there's going to be 2 splits of 55. Roughly, I think that's 113 registered, actually, I can see on my phone, watching it back. So there'll be a split of 57 and a split of 58, I think. If that maths is correct. Actually, it probably isn't correct. 55, so it's probably, yeah, it's 56, there's 1 split of 56, 1 split of 57. That's correct, that's what it's going to be. So, I don't know which split we're going to be in. We'll probably be in top split with... If there was 3 splits, I think we would have been in split 2, because a lot of higher iRating drivers tend to do this series, but... I'm pretty sure out of 2 splits, we'll probably be in the top 1. We'll see what kind of drivers right now, and then we'll make our judgment, I guess. Alright, let's wait and see then. So this is, qualifying starts at 7:03, then race grid is 7:11. And then the whole event should be done by about 8:45 AM. That's the plan for today. I won't have time to delete the qualifying. Actually, I will. If I finish qualifying early, I'll be able to delete qualifying from that thing. But yeah, it'd be interesting. Right, it's taking ages to load, isn't it? It's taking forever. There we go. We're in. Have a quick look. So we're car number 15. Whoa, there's only 38? Wait, what? Have we been putting more splits then? We must have been putting more splits. I thought it was maximum 60 cars. Saying that, there's only 43 pit stalls. So, that's wrong, isn't it? Right, okay, we've got 38 then. Car number 15. If we are 38, we get 18. No. What am I on about? 19. We get 19. I was thinking 40's 20, so 38's 18, I know. Early morning. Right, so 18 to it. I mean, probably for a top 19 here, really, to gain iRating, so I guess we'll just see how we do. So we'll pop in the qual setup, the qual fuel, and we'll just get a bit of practice in with that. So we'll see how we do. Yeah, so top 19 is what we're aiming for today.
If it exit looks clear.
Having only 38 cars is a bit nicer, actually. It is a little bit more open. You know, apart from 60. I'm pretty sure it could have gone up to 60, this particular group. So there's obviously 3 splits then. There's 3 splits of about... But I think this is still top split, because there's Division 1 guys in here. So unless the whole of another split is Division 1, then I'll mess up the bus stop there. Luckily we didn't get an off track, because obviously this does still count. Just wanted to get a map in. Is everyone connected successfully? Yes, looks like they have. We're all pretty much Division 2 in this split. Pretty much everyone is Division 2, so it will be some pretty tough competition. So that'll be interesting.
Looks like you're clear on the pit exit. Okay, Morgan, we've got 2 laps. Let's get this done.
Right, out we go then, out the pits. To start qualifying, so... we'll see what kind of laps we can do here. Obviously, this race being so long, qualifying is probably a little less important than it is in some other races. You know, there's a pit stop in here in this race as well. You know, so pit stops will really matter, you know, obviously if anyone speeds, anyone makes a mistake on their pit stop, that'll be instantly, you that will instantly hurt them.
The track temperature is increasing. It's now 31 Celsius.
This car had no grip then for a second. Right, warm the tyres up then. Right, starting with our first flying lap
We
then.
estimate 7 minutes of fuel remaining.
That's good through the first corner, that was. And then obviously we gained time up the straight because my best time was set on race fuel. This is where qualifying fuel really makes a difference up that hill. Obviously, you know, not having to carry that extra weight really helps. I can also say any times like this in practice, by the way. In practice, it didn't feel like being on qualified fuel did anything. Well, I say that since then I have done some warm-up laps on race fuel, so that's probably why. Probably got used to the track a bit more again. That was one worry with doing the 7 AM one, is that I'll be a bit like half asleep. So we'll see. I don't know if this goes badly, then I think I might reconsider and do a 6 PM one. I'll have a look at how the 6 PM one goes tonight, and we'll just kind of see from there. If 6 PM turns out like way more popular, maybe I won't do it, because obviously if it attracts the higher, but like that was the one thing, is generally the really good drivers, not all of them, but a lot of them. I mean, again, maybe it doesn't apply to a series like this because it only happens 3 times. I've messed up the last bit of the lap a little bit, although it's still only best by 3.5 tenths of a second. So away we go, and that is
16th place.
Dolt. I'm an idiot. I forgot we have to set 2 qualifying laps. Yeah, well there you go, I've just ruined my chances at a better lap. Some people are sometimes in 1 minute 40s, even though in practice, I've been watching practice all week and no one's ever had anything like that. Oh, I can't believe that. I could have been a better lap and I just messed it up. Oh well. That's a little bit annoying. I don't know why I forgot we had to do 2 laps. We had to do 2 laps absolutely forever. I think it's because that lap was so good. I just thought, yeah. But to be honest, as I said, weirdly, people's times, from what I was watching of them in practice, they seem to have dropped off. But I have noticed it does seem to be that my pace, I don't know, luckily I don't think this lap's been that good anyway. Looking at the best sector times, I haven't improved anyway, so it didn't matter that I messed that up. Well, they're saying that, remember we did mess up that last, oh actually we got the worst exit, yeah, it's about even this lap then with the first one I think. Because we're doing this last bit of the lap better, but obviously we lost 1.5 tenths in the first 2 and 3 sectors. Like in sectors 2 and 3. So okay, it would have been a bit of a better lap actually. I think it would have been a bit better. That's disappointing.
140.31.
I reckon there we had an extra well, I'd say we had an extra 2 tenths of a second on that lap there to give. So that would have put us up loads of positions actually. Because everyone's so tight, an extra 2 tenths of a second would have put me up to P20. So 6 positions that might have cost me. That's a little bit irritating, isn't it? Never mind. Right, P26 it'll be then, at the moment. 34 have qualified, so a fair amount have qualified. Yeah, the pace of some people has suddenly become evident. How you do a 1 minute 40.3, I don't know. I'm using a good setup, and I know it's a good setup. I've done loads of practice. And, yeah, 42.4s, that last one could have been a 42.2. But, I mean, okay, so if I'd set a 42.227, it would have put me P21 now. So, P21. Again, really, if we're aiming for top 18, 26 maybe ain't the best. Although I have 38 people, I'll take that. Did anyone mess up qualifying? Yeah. There's a good few people who... That's why car number 7 hadn't qualified then. Because they had 3 incidents. So maybe they lost control and then had an off track on their lap or something. That's probably what would happen if that happened. Right, let's just get rid of qualifying from our race kind of plan at the top. I'm just adding in the race finish so people know what time it finishes. So it's an hour and a half long race. I think that the race should kick off about 7:15. It'll be like 7:13, 7:14. The race will kick off. So roughly 1:45 it finishes. Obviously, if we're going to the grid at 7:11, and then we have to wait 2 minutes for everybody to load in, then it'll easily be finished about 8:45. I mean, if we don't have to wait, maybe it'll be a bit quicker. Right, let's get ready. Starting P26 then. Someone else has just said a better lap. That didn't matter. So P21 is what I could have achieved, I think, if I hadn't messed up
P26.
the second lap by not thinking I had to qualify. 35 people end up qualifying successfully, so I'll take that, really. I mean, really, we should be more close. We should be a little bit closer to... I mean, car number 14's all the way down there with a 1:43.0. That's not so good. But then we have got some cars like car 35 up there doing... I knew I should have been in the 41s. I just haven't been able to do any kind of lap like that. But anyway, you know, if it's a race where we gain safety rating, I won't really mind too much if we totally wreck iRacing. I mean, I say that, but yeah, luckily we're car number 15. If we were like car number 3 or car number 2, there's like loads of pressure to do well. If you crash out finishing like with number 2 or number 1, you can use like 100 iRating plus. So that's kind of the bonus. That was my worry. If there was 3 splits, I'd end up maybe in split 2, but like right at the top of it. But then there'd be drivers that were better than me in it. At least in this car number 15, it's a little bit more. You know, I'm looking at a top 19 finish. You know, to gain iRating, which is a bit more relaxed than a top 10 or a top 5. Although if I was car number 2 or 3 in this split, I probably would be a bit quicker, so maybe it'd balance out. Now, in terms of tyres, I'm really unsure for this race. I'm not going to take them, I don't think, because I think it was just my pace. I think I was getting a bit bored. Obviously, in a test drive, racing around with nobody else, I think I just kind of lost a bit of pace, like a little bit of momentum, really. I don't think it was the tyres. The tyres did look a bit worn on the tyre info. The left front was very worn, although all the other tyres were actually pretty decent. The thing is that I just don't see the gain, like that 27.5 seconds that you waste. You only got half a race to pick that up. You know, you've got 45 minutes to gain 27 seconds, which
90 minutes.
Maybe
the track
you
temp
do
is
in the test
31
drive scenario,
Celsius.
but in a race where you're going around with other people, you know, and having to battle them, if I lose 27 seconds, that's
Follow
27
car
seconds
number
worth
12
of cars.
in the right lane.
I'm going to have to repass, which obviously will waste time. So I think a little bit of tyre saving is probably the best idea. Obviously, again, in a test drive, I'm not doing any tyre saving. In this, there will be a bit of tyre saving because I'll have to, you know, say someone ahead of me is slower, I'll have to sit behind them for a little bit. Anyway, so away we go. It's going to be a rolling start, and we'll just aim. Hopefully everyone will be very cautious, knowing that this race, of course, is 90 minutes long. That's my hope, anyway. You know, if this was a 12-minute sprint race, I can kind of see people's eagerness into turn 1, but a 90-minute race? No. I don't quite understand their eagerness then. The longest race I've ever done before is an hour, so this will beat that. The longest solo race you can do on iRacing, excluding the Nürburgring Endurance Championship, which is 4 hours and 6 hours. There's one race that's 6, all the others are 4 in that, and you can do that solo. But all the others you have to do, all the other series you have to do them like this. You know, where there's multiple drivers, but this series is an exception. It is only 90 minutes, so wait, it's not quite as long as the other endurance series. The European Endurance is 6 hours, and the VRS Endurance is 3 hours. So this only being an hour and a half, it's not quite the same length, but it's the longest solo series on iRacing by far. You know, obviously, I think the next one that comes close is the European Sprint Series. That's 60 minutes. I mean, the IMSA, I noticed IMSA does actually have a 75-minute race at one point. So that one gets close. However, unfortunately, it's actually on the same week. That IMSA GTE series, the IMSA, I forgot what it's called actually, IMSA Sports Car Championship. That has its 75-minute race on the same week and the same track as the GTE Endurance Series at Daytona. Because the GTE Endurance Series, the calendar basically follows the European Sprint Series. I think IMSA also ties in with it a little bit as well. But yeah, whatever the European Sprint Series is doing, the GTE Endurance Series is doing. That's how they work out the calendar. Let's try and get those tyres nice and warm. Right. Hopefully then, this race doesn't end at the first corner. And we can go. I mean, even if we do have issues, this race is so long, taking repairs is definitely advised. Unlike a 12-minute sprint race where if you crash, you're basically out. This is a 90-minute race, lots can happen. Obviously, lots of people I think are going to crash, I'm pretty sure. Especially with the large grid size, obviously 38 cars. The previous biggest I've ever been in is about 32, 31, and that was multi-class. So obviously it's not actually that big of a field. Oh, I hate this. When people go and then don't go, I hate this. Oh no! Yeah, there we go, just the start we needed. Luckily, I don't think we'll have any damage from that. No, don't roll us. Oh dear. Yeah, so there we go. Someone who didn't do the start properly. That's a good start. Luckily, it's only a 40-second tow. But yeah, there's a start. 4 incidents and that. So there we go. We were just waiting for that, weren't we? I knew that. Oh. So we go. Oh, I see. So basically, whoever's at the front went and then didn't go. And then as a result, I went, the guy to the other side of me went as well, and it ended in that. Luckily, I don't think I'll have much damage, so we've only lost a little bit of time. There is someone else in the pits, actually, they've just spawned in, so obviously another incident happening further down the road. But yeah, I don't think the damage will be that bad, luckily. Right, let's make sure we're not fueling ourselves up or anything, because I don't, you know, we still have to pit from this level. We haven't even started the race yet. Right, in terms of repairs, we haven't actually got... Okay, we've got 2 minutes of optionals, although no required repairs whatsoever, so that is good. Required repairs are the ones that really hurt you. We're into 20... So we're 37th, will we?
Your exit's clear. Don't cross the white line.
Because someone else, of course, has hit issues. I can't believe that. This race was going to be really good as well. But never mind. I mean, literally off the first lot. I mean, we've got 4 incidents, but however, being away from other people does mean that maybe getting more incidents will be a bit more difficult. Right, what are we in terms of straight line speed? 160 is kind of what we're aiming for. If we can't hit just above 160, then we have got damage. Oh, yeah, good, actually. Because I damaged myself doing the test drive yesterday, and I can only just hit 160, and that was just hitting a wall, so obviously the damage is okay. I've got 45 seconds ahead now, so that's not the best. Obviously, and you know, it's just a bit unfortunate really, because other people got involved in the same issue that I had at the start there, but I was the only one that got flipped because someone decided that even though I was on their roof, just to keep going. yeah, a little bit unfortunate. Like, it's that classic thing of some really quick driver at the front goes and then stops, and it drives me nuts. They do it in the SLPCC as well, and they do it in the VRSG Sprint Series. They do it a lot, but it's basically where they, on a rolling start, they go and then stop, then go and then stop, and it trips people out. And then the green flag wave, try to go, and then craziness happens. Never mind. The next person ahead now is only 37 seconds. I think they must have damage because I'm catching them quite a bit. That's so annoying. So I think I actually might be 36th because that person's 35th. So that means someone disconnected. Yeah, I'm 36. So actually, yeah. So I'm 36th then. I was 30. Well, so 2 people must have disconnected then because I'm not last. That's a bit better then. Who was it who disconnected? If they were like a really high rating number, that would be nice. No, they weren't. So we've got car number 24 and car number 18 both off. So that's 2 positions at least. And we're catching car number 11 like loads. The gap was 36 seconds then at the start of the lap. It's now 32. So they must have a lot of damage. I don't know. I mean, if the damage is that bad, you should pit. You know, it's a 90-minute race. We'll see. The gap at the front is already 3 seconds, so the leader's clearly quite a quick guy. If he's been able in literally 3 laps, been able, you know, to be able to make that kind of lead. Oh, there's been a crash ahead, 11th and 10th place there, look. Have clearly had a bit of an incident, so this is what I mean. It's actually kind of better, I think, that I crashed at the first opportunity, because then when everyone else crashes, I get all the freebies without getting the incident points of being involved in them. Remember, safety rating is the reason I'm doing this race. I know we've got 4 incidents, although over 90 minutes, 4 incidents is nothing. That's why I like a long race. If this was a 12-minute race and I had done that, my safety rating would be in the toilet. But because it's a 90-minute race, I'm safe. But yeah, gap ahead, look at that. It was 36 seconds last time across the line. This time, 32 and a half across the line. So, oh, locked up there. I do forget that. Every now and then you do remember that these cars don't have any kind of ABS, and it hurts. does waste a lot of time. Right, so let's see what we can do. I mean, those cars that were 10th and 11th, I can only see one of them on my relatives, so one of them...
Why don't you leave me any room, that's about.
Yeah, we'll see what happens throughout this race now. Obviously, we're going to have to get out of the way for some lap cars soon.
P20.
I don't know why crew chief thinks I'm P20.
I gave you all the room you needed.
I mean, it'd be nice, but yeah, we qualified P26. I mean, that's the thing. If we qualified like 3rd and I did that, it would have been a lot worse. Although, the more annoying part, I think it is, you know, it's how iRacing does starts. You know, sadly, once people go, they sometimes back off, and it is just so annoying. I wish they wouldn't be allowed to do that, but iRacing, I guess there's no way of sensing a penalty for that, unless you have people watching the, you know, admin watching the race, which you can't do. We'll see how this goes.
Then you start to block my re-entry to the track, so I just don't know what to say for you.
Sadly, it appears that these people who've crashed, actually one of them has disconnected because the car ahead's gone to 34th. So we'll up to 35th, so all these positions count, you know, all these positions matter for iRacing, every single one. Hopefully as well, one thing I can hope, obviously again, another thing with a longer race, this pit stop that we have, if people mess it up, then, you know, if you mess up the pit stop, then you get a massive chance at overtaking someone. If you speed, it's like a 40 second penalty, I think. 30 seconds. It's quite a large penalty, so obviously. And then if you take tyres, that's another 27 seconds on that, although catching someone on fresh tyres I don't think will be possible if I was on old tyres. But it's not over yet. We can still come out for a good result. Obviously, we're already 35th actually. So we're only down 9 positions from where we start. This is another bonus. Is why, you know, if this server was like 16 cars, then there would have been a lot more issues. Whoa! Car's never tried to step out on me there before. Luckily we saved it. That was weird. Yeah, it's never ever stepped out on me there before. Right, car ahead. The gap is maintaining at about 33 seconds. So they must have made a mistake on that lap when I caught them 4 seconds. Gap behind, yeah, that leader, look at him, he's got a 4-second gap already. He's in for a nice easy race then. Look at that, 4.4 second gap on lap 4. It's just insane. Actually, they're on lap 5, but it's just insane. How do you do that quickly? I mean, the field's a bit more spread out because of that start carnage. I'm so disappointed about that. We're just lucky that it happened by the pits, you know, and again, oh, actually, we're 34th. We're 34th. Someone else must have disconnected then. Wow. Yeah, so clearly the level of people disconnecting in this series is quite high. I mean, look at that, 4 people already. 4 people in 5 laps. So if we continue this, then we could actually be on for a win here. Oh dear. I know the disconnect rate is not going to stay like that, but this race is about 40-ish laps, so if it was 1 disconnect a lap, we could have ended up winning it. Oh dear. Because that's so far what we've had. And that's why I think it's always best to try and repair, because if I hadn't been repaired and just quit, I would have been 38th. Like, you know, 34th is going to be so much better for my iRating than 38th. Because of how iRating works, just those extra few positions that you can claw yourself up, you know, every little bit helps. I mean, I'm pretty sure I would have lost iRating anyway. I think I was on for a top 25 finish, maybe, which would have lost me iRating anyway. However, it is the safety rating that matters more than my rating, so that's my aim for this race, just try and be as safe as possible. We've still got an hour and 20 minutes to go, that's the thing. Anything can happen in an hour and 20 minutes, anything. Okay, so my pace isn't even that good, unfortunately, so you know, look at that, 1 minute 44s I'm doing. I mean, we are on full fuel, so that's what, I mean, you know, yesterday I was doing 1 minute mid 43s yesterday. So that's the kind of pace I'd expect. However, I do actually have, yesterday I only had 30 seconds worth of damage. Today I have 2.5 minutes worth of damage. So that might be affecting me without knowing it.
Okay, Morgan. I think our refueling window will open after 27 minutes. Closes after 58 minutes.
As you can see that we're fueled in the perfect position now. We're just gonna pit around the 45-minute mark. Strategy isn't really a thing to consider now. Will catch me and lap me at some point, which is not really something I want, but gap ahead about 35 seconds. It's actually gone up a little bit now. Have they got used to the race? I'm still not used to it. No. There we go. Oh, that was close. That was so close. I thought I was gonna crash then. That was. Yeah, if these things get on the grass, they are super difficult to control. As soon as they go on the grass, that's it. I mean, sometimes, particularly... What am I doing? Particularly, one of these corners in the boots, there's one corner, I don't know what it's called, and it's after the chute, like that corner, where if you just go on the grass, just a little teeny bit, boom, car spins. There's nothing you can do about it. So that, you know, the way you prevent that is don't go on the grass. yeah, I'm a bit disappointed with the start really, but hopefully, you know, hopefully maybe in the pits, people have issues. Towards the end again, maybe people having battles and then they have issues. Also again, I mean in qualifying there were some people doing 1 minute 44s on qualifying fuel. And if they continue doing that all race, and it wasn't just a bad lap, then eventually I could have a chance of catching them. Also, someone speaking on the voice chat is not normally very good in these races, because there's no one, obviously I'm last, so no one else is going to be being lapped. Yeah, I'm absolutely last. Everyone else is not in the race anymore, so it does look like I've gained an extra position because the car ahead of me is now 30 seconds, so we're in 33rd. This is insane. I mean, this is what another thing that attracted me to this series is, even if something does go horrendously wrong, as long as I can still drive at the end of it, I'll probably finish. There you go, someone's just disconnected. Oh, hang on a minute, that was a different one. That was received throughput fell to an unacceptable level. That was someone else, I think. That might have been someone else. Who was it? He's fallen to 33rd, and that was the same guy. So he might have disconnected and then had that message later. So yeah, we're up to 33rd now. So, you know, keep going with this. Keep going. We gained 5 positions from that. People disconnecting. It's insane. That leader's got a 5-second lead. How does he do that? Also, I'm not doing my ultimate pace because I am being quite calm. Man, the bus stop, you can get a lot more time by being aggressive. However, you do risk getting off track. And I'm much more in the mood now, given how this race has gone. I'm much more in the safety racing mindset of things. Just be nice and safe. Chill out. I mean, my pace isn't even very good, that's the thing. My pace is not very good. I mean, that is partially due to damage. Obviously, I have 2.5 minutes of damage, which, no matter what it is, will hurt you, even without knowing. 2.5 minutes is a fair amount. I mean, it's optionals, but it's a fair amount. It's probably the suspension side of things that's a bit wrecked, even if I can't feel it, because obviously my car was in the air, being carried by another car, and then it got dumped upside down, so obviously there'll definitely be some damage from that, but it probably won't be straight line speed related, it'll probably be suspension. I mean, what was this lap anyway? What was it? So it seems like I am in the 144s here, which is not ideal.
Alright, Morgan, lap times are pretty consistent.
However, it's kind of seeming like that's what we've got. So to be honest, even if I hadn't crashed, my pace probably wouldn't have been that competitive, although, as I said, there's definitely, yesterday in practice, doing exactly the same setup, exactly the same amount of fuel, same time of day, same everything. I was doing 43.5 very consistently, and I set about 4 42s on race fuel. So I know that my pace, and I set about 4 44s in 28 laps. Only 4 of them were 44s, so my pace is definitely better than this. I'm hoping it's damage and not the fact that I'm a bit half asleep. But we'll see. Hope everyone is enjoying the stream, of course. Saw a couple of viewers in here earlier. Oh, it's a bit of a long race maybe, but if more people can keep disconnecting, I'm happy. This is crazy. I mean, I'll be so happy with 33rd, to be honest. Oh, I'd be very happy. Given the start we had, I mean, we started 26, that's the thing. I mean, I don't have much pace either. My high rating's either too high, I think, maybe. I don't know, it's definitely damage, this pace as well. It's definitely related to damage. I mean, it's not too bad, that's the thing. But we'll let this guy by, I think, up here, depending on the run he gets. The thing is, I can't let him by in the boot section. But I can't really let him by now, because he's a whole second behind. It's quite a large amount of time behind me. Although he's going to gain a lot of time at the bus stop, so I'm just going to let him go. Also, I have heard about the Ferrari's competitiveness. Some people were saying that the Ferrari's apparently worse in top split, where people are good, so maybe that would be something to consider. Because one thing I have noticed, I've actually seen a Ferrari in this race. Because I've only seen Corvettes, and there's a lot of Porsches, an awful lot of Porsches. You can see there that the car, in fact, I think the Porsche is very good round here, because I was watching another YouTuber, and he was in a Porsche doing an IMSA series here, and all of the really quick guys he was around were all in Porsches. It was basically a Porsche Cup class, and it was a GTE race. So maybe that is the key to this pace, is that the Ferrari maybe is quite the quickest. So I'm not going to blame the tools here. I'm not going to be like, oh, it's because the Ferrari. I mean, I probably wouldn't be quicker in the Porsche anyway, because I don't like the Porsche. I like the Ferrari. So I think I did keep forgetting as well, we've got 2.5 minutes of damage. I mean, that's probably the main reason I'm off the pace. 2.5 minutes of damage is quite significant. And we ended up on our roof at the end of... I don't even think we got across to do a lap. Yeah, we will have to do these lap traffic will be a factor, I think, for quite a while after this. Luckily, the field's very spread out at the front, so it won't be too much of a bother. And hopefully other people have issues getting lapped. Again, if someone tries to get lapped and they're not cooperative and they end up getting crashed into, then that's my position to take from them. The disconnects do seem to have slowed down. Obviously, everyone's kind of spread out now. If we finish 33rd, we would still lose quite a bit of iRating, I think, but I reckon we'd lose like 60, maybe 70. So it would be nice to gain a few more positions. Although, someone's out there actually. Car number 24 is back out after repairing their damage. However, they are a lot of laps down. I mean, yeah, they're 7 laps behind, so I don't think they're going to be able to pass me. Also, they're just doing that to gain positions. As it is, again, they can get up to 34th just by doing a couple of extra laps, and that will help their safety rating as well, so just why not? So even when you're 7 laps down, don't give up. That's kind of how this works with these longer races.
P19.
Because my pace isn't the best here today, so we do have a lot of damage on board. But just kind of deal with it and try to get best positions we possibly can. Car number 11 is actually quite quick. Obviously, they are car number 11, so they have a higher iRacing than me anyway. Can't let the cars behind us go, unfortunately. They're, unlike the other car, which was within half a second of us by that straight, they're nowhere near us. This is quite annoying. Right, I don't really know where I can let them by. They're flashing me, which is interesting.
On your left side. You're clear on the left side.
They will let them go, and as you see, they're both in Porsches, so I do wonder whether maybe the Porsche is the quickest car around here this week. I mean, Porsche have currently got a 1-2-3, so that does, it does make me wonder a little bit. I don't know how they gain so much time, I mean, the Porsche gets a lot of traction. Actually, that isn't a Porsche in 3rd place, is it? That's not a Porsche. Is that a BM? I mean, I don't think it looks like a Porsche. Weirdly, I don't think any of these two ahead didn't say thanks, either of them, which is interesting. Normally people are quite thankful if you get out of the way, because lap cars are normally a pain.
Thank you, Mark.
Obviously we're not really that competitive, because we're having to get out of the way of all these cars. And that is a shame. But we'll see what the top place Ferrari is in this split, if there is one. I mean, if I might be the top place Ferrari, I don't know, but if there is another Ferrari, I'll be interested to see how it's doing. Because I've never really thought about it before, because obviously they are supposed to have balanced performance, these cars, although after looking around the forums, I have learned that people's opinions towards how iRacing does balance performance sometimes are a little bit bad. So, you know, right, we'll let this person go here. They're actually in the Ford. Not many people use the Ford, although apparently right now it is a bit quicker because they messed up the balance of performance a little bit. Still no Ferrari though. So the top four, no Ferraris, none at all. Honestly, we could have gained a couple of positions if we'd not had that issue. But no, we're stuck in 33rd, being lapped constantly. Not the nicest, but luckily the field is really spread out. Oh, there we go. No, mine. Someone else is disconnected.
Blue flag.
Okay, I'll thank you for that freebie. Another one. Keep them coming. That'll be 32nd place then. You know, every single place helps here. Remember, all while we're doing this, I've got only 4 incidents, which if we can keep up is tremendous. This person not close enough to us here, so I'll let them go up this hill here.
He's on your left side. Clear your left side.
And they're in a Corvette, so still no Ferrari. I'm going Ferrari spotting. So top 5, we have 4 different brands. None of which are a Ferrari, so this does kind of point towards maybe I picked the wrong car. Just a touch. So the field is luckily very spread out. I'm so happy for that. There's less cars to let by, like, you know, we're just letting them by bit. We should be into 32nd place at some point as well. Oh no, the guy that disconnected was in last anyway. Wait, what? So the guy in last didn't disconnect? Oh, that's a shame. So we're actually still 33rd then. It wasn't an extra freebie, that's disappointing. Really hoping that something goes wrong in the pit stops, because right now, like, looking at how spread out this field is, I'm not gonna have anything later on in terms of crashing. This is why I wish I hadn't binned it on the first bit, but sadly,
Thank you, Goal.
to be honest, I didn't even, you know, follow my own policy of being nice and calm. But you know, it doesn't really matter at the end of all of it. It's a bit of fun. And I was doing it for the safety rating.
Thanks, Benjamin.
Oh, that's that corner up a bit. I slowed down way too much. Hopefully my pace will equal out soon to a point where I'm not being lapped by anybody else. It makes me wonder whether I shouldn't. I don't think I'll pit at the 45-minute mark. I think I might pit a little bit later, maybe, to try and get a nice empty pit lane if I can. That might help me a little bit. See, I took it a bit more risky through the bus stop that time, and it was very close to getting off track. And it is quicker that, but it is a little bit risky. How is this field so spread out anyway? Like, I'm kind of amazed by that. You know, like these series, they normally tend to stay very kind of packed together. I mean, behind us there is a larger group, I think, of maybe 4 cars. We're just going to basically stop, I think, and let every single one in this train go. So Porsche, 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 Porsche. So there we go. So there's not a single Ferrari in the top 10. Not a single Ferrari. Oh dear. Maybe my lack of pace then isn't only down to... I mean, it seems like the Porsche's the car to have. And then if you're quick, maybe the Corvette. If you quick in the Corvette, but yeah, definitely the Porsche. I mean, there's a big variety. I think every single car brand is in the top 10, except the Ferrari.
20th place.
It could be that no one drives it as well. I mean, we'll wait and see. I might be the only Ferrari in here that hasn't disconnected. We'll see what kind of pace bracket we slide into. So at the moment we're in roughly 11th in terms of pace, like on track. Obviously, I mean as in, it's 11th behind us, 10th ahead of us. But if 11th laps us, then our pace will be like 12th. I want to see what our pace is. You know? Are we 12th place pace? 10th place pace? What kind of pace are we? Well, these guys are getting away, so it's definitely not whatever their pace is. Because I would like to see roughly how I could have done in this race if I hadn't messed up
Blue flag.
the race starts. I mean, what it was, I mean, the cars at the front basically go way too slowly, and then I went to try and get a good start, and the car to the right of me had exactly the same idea, and it ended badly. That's basically what happened. Next time I will be a bit more cautious, I think, on the race start. Let's get the brake in there. Not good. The car behind's caught me up, so I don't know whether they're gonna. I don't know whether we're gonna let them by. I guess the main straight. And they're in a Porsche.
Left side's clear.
So yeah, I mean, I think it is becoming apparent now. Maybe the Porsche is the car to have. Just maybe. Maybe that is definitely the fastest car. I mean, I've got under an hour to go, guys. Under an hour.
Okay, Morgan, you've got half your fuel left.
I'll leave confidence hold on the bus stop then. I don't know, that might be setup related. I don't really know what I can do there. I'm actually following this guy quite well. Oh dear, got on the power a bit too soon there to try and match him. Maybe also I gotta remember, following a Porsche maybe isn't the best of ideas. Also, the Porsche is probably the king of traction because it has that rear engine. In fact, that corner is probably why people are driving the Porsche. Obviously, it's it's uphill. If you want to get the best traction possible, which you do, for the long run down the straight, you'll need a car that has the best traction, which the Porsche 911 does. So, that might explain why so many people are in the Porsche this week. I'm disappointed that no one else has crashed. Like, we're just stuck in 30, we're stuck in 33rd. That's a shame. This race actually looks very chill for some of the people at the front. I mean, like, there's literally no cars anywhere. It's a very spread out field. That last lap was still a 44, so obviously our pace isn't... Obviously damage is holding us back a little bit, and then these guys are just doing that same kind of pace. Because I have noticed, the guys ahead and the guys behind, they're not catching me / getting away from me nearly as quickly as the other groups were. They still are. But it shows that my pace may have been up here. If we happen to... I mean, it gives me confidence that my iRacing is somewhat accurate. If I could actually stay in this position had I been here. Well, it's a safety rating I care about more. I'd like to try and get that A-Class licence, because that allows me to do the European Sprint Series. I'd really like that A-Class licence, so... Obviously, to do that, I need to do 3 more B-Class races, and try and get my safety rating as high as possible. That's kind of what I want. If I can get that A-Class licence, I'll be a lot happier, so that's kind of another reason why I'm doing this series, and why I care about safety rating so much.
That lap time was 1:44 and 6:2.
At least we're consistent.
Keep them coming.
Well, crew chief just said the same thing. Yeah, we're actually quite consistent. So despite maybe some damage and things, we set 2 1:44.6s in a row, which is great pace. My best lap is a 1:44.3, so my pace really isn't very good. These tyres feel better than they did when I was testing them, though. Yesterday the tyres felt like they went off quite quickly. Quite close to my stop, although maybe it's the damage, I don't know, but they do feel a bit better. And I say that, and then they feel horrendous around the bus stop. Who knows? I'm not going to take tyres. I'm really relying now on some people making mistakes in the pits, definitely. So the car behind is 9 laps away, so we're pretty much stuck in 33rd.
B32.
Apparently we're 32nd. Don't know why crew chief thinks that. Did someone disconnect or something? I mean, the positions are a bit bugged in crew chief. Obviously we said we were in 20th at the first bit of the race. It's a weird bug where he just totally forgets what position you're in. I mean, even though I'm down here in 33rd, I am really enjoying it. Oh, there you go. So there is somebody. They must have pitted 32nd. They must have just come out of the pits.
P20.
They're only 9 seconds away, look. Someone's only 9 seconds away, so something must have happened to them. I'll let this guy go here. I told him to pass left, so...
Blue flag.
Sadly, that guy didn't catch me in time. Otherwise I would have let him by. guy was in a rush to get by, wasn't he? And again, I think they're both Porsches. Blimey, no, it was a Ferrari, wasn't it? It was a Ferrari. So 12th place was a Ferrari. So there is at least one other Ferrari in here. And it may not be top 10, although it's been driven by car number 29, so wouldn't expect it to be in the top 10. So it's obviously okay. Unfortunately, though, I am now kind of in the thick of all the cars, I think. I think I've reached that group where they're a bit more bunched up still. So I think it may be time to pit at some point, I think. We'll see how thick this group is later.
Thank you.
Left side, clear left, good job.
Blue flag.
Okay, actually, there's a bit of a gap actually behind these next two, who are really battling. That's not good for me. They are really battling. The thing is, they're a whole second away, so I can't really slow down to let them by now.
Flag.
Yeah, they're not even catching. That's kind of did a crash, those two. In fact, I'm actually pulling away from them because of their battle. I'm just going to let them pass here because I don't want any part of this battle.
Thank you.
Clear left.
And I get Porsche and a Ford, so lots of Porsches still. There's definitely been more Porsches than anyone else. Right, after this next car, P17, there's actually a massive gap. So this is probably where I would have been about P17 and P18 if I hadn't messed up, which is a shame because that would have probably equal iRacing. I would have got equal iRacing, I reckon, which is obviously better than losing a ton of iRacing.
Should be about 24 minutes of fuel remaining. 2.5 litres per lap. We will need to add 39 litres to get to the end.
So I'm going to pit in around about 5 or so minutes, I think. Yeah, corner 34 is actually quite close to us. I think we're actually closing on it. This is funny.
P22. Come on, we should be doing better than this.
Why does it think I'm P22? Cruise is broken. So broken. Right, behind P17, I think we can stay in that gap for a bit longer, maybe. Remember, we do have damage as well. That's the craziest part. The part I'm looking at though is that we. So far, I've been pretty lucky with lap traffic, touch wood, and letting them by. I thought like I was going to dive bomb me then and ruin that trend. Right, pass left, you can go, thank you.
He's on your left side's clear.
See, what is it with people with the light flashing on iRacing? They're terrible for it. Absolutely terrible for it. Right, 4.5 seconds behind, and then behind that, there's a massive gap. 10 seconds to P19 from where I am now, so we shouldn't be bothered by any more lap traffic for a little bit.
Okay, Morgan, you're reeling this guy in. The gap's now 12 seconds.
Okay, some people are starting to pit now.
23rd place.
Oh, we're up to 32nd. Did someone pit? Please say it wasn't because of a pit stop. Oh, I think it was because of a pit stop. Car number 11, I think, must have pitted. Well, they're saying that they were a minute ahead of me. And even a pit stop with tyres only takes a minute. So I think a pit stop with tyres takes just over a minute. So if they took tyres, then maybe they would have
Hugo, let's go to the front straight away, bud.
Okay, so they're not on my relative at all, so they're not within like 20 seconds of me.
Okay, thanks.
Gap ahead actually, it was 4.5 seconds, it's now 4.8, so it's a bit disappointing, but it means that I probably could have been P18 if it wasn't for my problems at the start, which would have been really good. I think that would have gave me iRacing. We're up to 32nd though, because that car is disconnected.
I'll wait till you get to me, buddy. But I'll let you go when you get up here, Hugo.
So 32nd place we are, and that was car number 11 as well. So they're ahead of me. Right, I think it's time. Actually, no, we're going to go one more lap before
Is now
pitting.
leading. We think about 20 minutes of fuel left. 2.4 litres per lap. We'll need to add 39 litres to reach the end.
Go ahead, Hugo.
And the amount that I pit on doesn't really matter anyway, to be honest.
B25.
But yeah, I'm really pleased with 30 seconds. I mean, in the end, that's only 6 positions behind where we started, which is not too bad considering all of the carnage. We were on our roof before even completing a lap, so the fact that we're actually still in the race is probably a good thing. The car's definitely losing grip. That's almost
The track temp's increasing. It's now 37 Celsius.
I am tempted to take tyres. I don't know. I think we won't take tyres, and then we'll see how the tyres age. Because if it turns out they're horrendous, because I didn't get to properly practice this yesterday, because I just give up after a bit of time. So I won't take tyres, because obviously it doesn't really matter what we do now anyway. If the pace is horrendous, it's horrendous.
Newman is now in the lead.
But we'll see. Yeah, but we'll pit now. We'll begin fueling. I'll worry about the tyres once we're actually in the pit.
Okay,
lane.
Morgan, we're halfway home. We estimate 18 minutes of fuel remaining. We'll fuel you to the end of the race.
Yeah, so 44 litres is apparently enough to put me to the end of the race. I think I'll have a bit more than that. Right, so there you go. They're fueling me up now. Go, and away we go. Okay, so the fact that this car hasn't got going, they either have lots of damage or they did take tyres. Oh, they just disconnected. Boom. Well, there we go. That's 31st. Another free
Watch your mirrors,
position.
there's a car approaching.
What's going on here? This is good with the free positions, this. Right, and the leader should be having a bit of a run on
Blue flag.
us.
The guy in front is Hughes.
So I slowed down a little bit to allow them to have an easier run on me.
Left side.
There we
Clear
go.
on the left side.
I've now got 8.5 seconds behind because they haven't pitted yet, I don't think. So they just put another lap on me, basically. Because obviously it cost me a good 40 seconds at least. And these guys are very quick. They would have lapped me even if I hadn't had issues, these guys. You know, they were setting 1 minute 40s in qualifying. They're properly quick. What were my tyres on? Were they better? Yeah, they were a lot better condition than in practice yesterday. One of them was hitting 55% after 45 minutes. So 66% there. That's, I think, overall, yeah, the tyres are not too bad. I'm glad that we gained a position there though. 32nd, I'll take that. You know, no, 31st actually. Yeah, 31st. So. Every position matters. I'll be careful in this corner because I'll probably have less grip now. Oh, and actually, weirdly, it's okay. Almost went on the grass there, that was close. Because that's the thing, because there are some people still running around, I think there's 2 people that are still running around but haven't disconnected. They're just a couple of laps down. So if I do crash, I'm not actually last. Like, I'm not last of the people running. I think there's 2 people running behind me. But yeah, 31st. I mean, only 5 positions behind where we started now. I mean, we'll still do iRacing, whatever it is, but it's, you know, it's something. That leader's got a massive gap. He's got like a 10-second lead. It'd be nice to have that kind of lead, wouldn't it? Just chill out all race. You know, if you're comfortable doing that kind of pace, and you can still gap the cars around you, that's mad. Yeah, this field is so spread out, it's actually mad. How spread out it is. Right, how long do we have left? 41
Should
minutes.
be about 47 minutes of fuel left, 1.5 litres per lap.
So I think the amount of fuel that they initially would have given me, I topped up the fuel that they gave me by a little bit, because I tested it yesterday, and about 19 gallons was how much you wanted. But they were initially going to fill me up to about 16 gallons. So we'll see what happens.
P29.
I'm not P29 crew chief, but okay. Crew chief believes I'm P29. And there's P28 behind me coming out of the pits, so clearly, I don't know, obviously the positions are a bit messed up right now. The next car ahead is also, yeah, they're only like 1 lap down compared to me who's 2 laps down. So there's no car near me for position.
Blue flag.
So even if I was quicker than them, I don't think I'll be making a move on them. Oh dear, there you go, a bit of understeer through the bus stop there. That's that evidence that you do have worn tyres. I'm surprised these guys haven't pitted yet, I guess they're just going as long as they can. We'll let these guys go now. Oh, it is a BM. I think that, no, not a BM, sorry, it is a Porsche. I don't know why, but I think because of the paint scheme, it doesn't look quite as Porsche-y as all the other Porsches, but from looking at the front, it's definitely a Porsche. So yeah, lots of Porsches then, basically. And there's nobody in the BMW then. Literally no one in the BW, and pretty much nobody in the Ferrari either. The Corvette and the Ford have also had very little. So basically everyone's in a Porsche. Just to sum it up, I think we've got 2 Fords, 2 Corvettes, 1 Ferrari, and then everything else is Porsche. And that does tell me something, that maybe the Porsche's quickest. What do people think? I think that's probably the case, isn't it?
B30.
We're doing alright. You can see 29th place is actually is on our leaderboard now. They probably won't lap us 29. Actually, I think they pitted though. Car number 7. There's no way they're 28th. Naturally, they didn't qualify, remember? Because they made a mistake on their qualifying lap. So maybe. Oh, look at that guy. They disconnected. He's back. So that'll be interesting if he connects back. I mean, he's already lost a good couple of laps now. So. Probably wouldn't be able to make that up. Car's 28. I think 28th place is actually catching me, so I don't know where 30th place is. But yeah, we are basically... Well, they haven't pitted yet, that's why they're getting close to lappers. They haven't pitted, but... I just did the standard strategy where if you're not really sure when to pit, just pit in the middle of the race. If it's a one-stop, it's generally the best strategy. But a lot of people just go to their tanks empty.
It's now 34 Celsius.
But often after a pit stop, especially if you take tyres, you can get an undercut. Maybe without tyres, not so much, but still a little bit because of the traffic involved.
B31, you're a second off the pace in Sector 1. Sector 2 is 0.38 off the pace. Sector 3 is 1.6 seconds off the pace. Okay, Morgan, that's good consistency. Keep it up.
Okay, this is P27. They've just come out the pits, literally just now. I'm just going to ease off a little bit. I don't want to be near anybody who might have a similar pace to me. I don't know what that guy's pace is like, so... Because I don't want this, but you know, I mean, he's literally a lap ahead of me. I don't want anything happening. I don't want him to end up crashing into me. However, I do sadly suspect that I might be quicker than him. So... we'll see what happens, because there's kind of a 32. Yeah, the gap is coming down a little bit. Oh, that corner we're horrendous, so... Oh, massive lock up there, I did not expect that. That's an off track.
Blue flag.
Oh, that's annoying.
Left side.
Oh, someone else is
Clear
gone.
left side.
Yeah, so yeah, we've got one incident there for off track after that lock-up. It's a bit of a shame, although we can get as many as about 14 incidents, I think, in this race, so 5 is not so much of a bother to us. Someone has disconnected. Who were they then? So we have gained a position. Well, we will have gained a position in a lap's time. I recognise their name from earlier. They were like P11 or something. So yeah, we'll be 30th place. So that's amazing, 30th place. I know it doesn't sound great, but like we've come back from 38th to do that. So well, so my pace isn't great. Maybe people who took tyres are a bit quicker, but. Oh, this guy had I'm pretty much equal pace with him. I don't know whether he took tyres or not though. Probably not, considering he came out. Somehow lapped me during the pit cycles. So again, this guy probably wasn't actually in 26th place. He was probably in like 18th or something. Loads of people seem to be... Basically, I think loads of people have just done that standard don't think about it at all strategy of going maximum fuel and then basically just pitting when maximum fuel runs out in a quick dash to the end, which it kind of works, I guess. I don't think it matters because, you know, I've always thought, well, hang a minute, if you're doing a dash, that means you're putting on less fuel, but obviously if you have less fuel in the car's tank, you have to take on more. You're still having the same amount, basically, so it doesn't really matter.
B29.
Clear right.
That guy's exiting the pits, we'll let him go. You can see there, car number 14 was the one that disconnected, and they're currently in 29th, so we'll get a position off them next lap, I think. So we'll be up to P30 next lap. I think I might actually be quicker than this guy, unfortunately. Oh, that Porsche is so good though.
Yellow
On
flag,
traction.
watch out.
Oh, yellow flag. What's going on here? Oh, we've got a car that is in the grass there. They're a lap down, don't worry. So we're not getting a position from them, I guess. Oh well. Yeah, that Porsche is so good on traction out of some of those corners. I can see why people have picked it. I think almost every car in this split is a Porsche actually. Yeah, this may as well be a Porsche Cup race with a couple of GTEs thrown in. And those Porsche Cup cars, instead of being Cup spec, are GTE spec. You know, it's basically that's what it is.
P28.
Hitting this lap coming up, you go.
They go in there's P30.
Blue flag. Alright Morgan, the next car is Skimmico.
Right, the next car's 1.2 seconds away. We're in 17th, I think they just come out of the pits. My pace has dropped off quite a bit actually, that is because of the warm tyres mixed with full fuel combo. Isn't a great combo really to have, it's actually the worst one in terms of lap time. Well, the car behind isn't really catching me that much. We're definitely off those last corners, they're not getting quite the same traction that the Porsches get on me. My car number 12, I mean, so if they're not in a Porsche, we can link those two together. If they're not in a Porsche, who knows? But if they're not, then that's why so many people are using the Porsche, because it just gets good traction. And you can see, yeah, they are staying a second behind me, that car, so maybe the Porsche is the car to have. I'm going to be nice though and let him by.
Clear on the left.
Blue flag.
I'm a nice driver. Yeah, P30 at the moment we are. I'll let these guys go again as well. I mean, to be fair, considering the amount of damage I have, I'm pretty impressed with how I've done. Okay, I'll let these guys go. There is a Ferrari there in 26th place. Again, maybe pretty big. And my guy didn't have good traction, he was in a Corvette. So yeah, clearly the Porsche rules here this week, I think. I think, unfortunately, I actually maybe quicker than some of these guys here. Obviously, these guys are right at the back of the pack, not on, not on pace. They're just right at the back of the pack anyway. So that means, on pace. So rather than being, I was involved in a crash to get here. Although saying that, I'm not going that quickly anyway. It doesn't really matter. I mean, somehow the leaders have come around again. How have they done that? Oh, hang on, they must have pitted. They must have pitted and then they're showing up again. So yeah, it's getting a bit congested here. This is where you start to realise there are actually 38 cars on the track. Well, not quite 38. I think there's 32 on the track.
P27.
Actually, braking a bit early there I think is quite good. I mean, we can't really tell from my lap times anymore because pretty much every lap I'm to let people by, which is obviously making my laps very slow. Yeah, this person isn't quite close enough yet. a little bit too quick in the bus stop there. The car feels okay actually now the tyres have warmed up after their stop a little bit. Doesn't feel like it's quite on the same sort of warm tyres, so it's alright. Oh, this person behind me isn't really catching that much, a little bit they are. So we'll let them by.
He's on your left side. Clear left. Good job, buddy.
Blue flag.
Hope people are enjoying the stream as well, anybody who's watching.
On your right.
That guy is
Right
so
side, good
quick.
job.
Catches me anywhere. So I'm nice, I just let him right by. And now we actually have 11 seconds to second place. His lead's insane. We have got a couple of lap cars between that. 33rd and 35th. So obviously they're not on the same lap. One is many more laps down than the other. In terms of time bending, we've still got 26 minutes actually, so we've still got a good bit of time for stuff to happen. Obviously people probably get a bit more aggressive towards the end, I suspect, which would be good for us. Nailed the bus stop that time. Concentrating right now actually. P32 is actually catching me a little bit, so also, I have no idea where P29 are, because now the pit stops have cycled through, it turns out that those people who I thought were basically last are actually like 25th, 26th. So it's like who's in P29, like where are they? I haven't seen them all race, and all these guys have lapped me, and P29's nowhere to be seen. So like, am I closing on them? Or not, you know? Because they haven't lapped me, whoever they are. And they're not on my relative. Okay, so that lap was a 44.6
Your
look.
last lap time was 1:44.67.
Which on worn tyres, full fuel almost, and 2.5 minutes of damage at this stage of the race
Consistent.
is very good. So, you know, I think maybe if we hadn't crashed, our lap times could have been half decent. Right, obviously, you know, I think our damage is costing us a good half a second a lap, maybe, as much as that. I mean, it's 2.5 minutes, it's quite a bit of damage. Obviously, it wouldn't be worth fixing it, you know. Where we are right now, if cars crash within 1 or 2 laps of that happening, we gain the position. That's the bonus. The cars behind us have to wait another 8 or 9 laps. Obviously, those at the end won't get that 8 or 9 laps. Car has not got the same grip in that corner. It used to be able to hug the inside much better. It's lost that grip. Car number 24 behind is really caught up. Also, I'm not really aiming for pure pace right now.
It's now 37 Celsius.
I'm just kind of enjoying the race, really. Going round. Hoping that other people crash so we can get a couple of positions, that kind of thing. Also, the positions, it has been quite gradual throughout the race, people dropping out.
P27.
Oh, there you go, I'm up to P29, just as I say that. So there we go. That's another freebie. Take that. We're already 3 positions away from where we started. Well, we'll let this guy go. I know he's a lap ahead of us, but no, lap behind us, but he's clearly a little bit quicker than me, so I'd rather... Porsche. Why is everybody in a Porsche? What's going on? The rear wheel on that Porsche is actually totally messed up. Oh, someone else has just gone. Is that the same guy? Is that the guy we just passed? Yeah, it was. There we go. So yeah, P29. And there were 38 cars in this race, so just finishing's an accomplishment, given the amount of people who have not made it to the end. And P27 and 28, those two positions, I have no idea where they are. They haven't lapped us, although they haven't yet been lapped by the leader, because they're saying 1 lap down, not 2. So I don't quite know what's going on there.
Blue flag.
A little bit on the grass there, wasn't an off track luckily. It's a long race this one. How long have we got left? Only 21 minutes, there's not too long left now. We're in the final stages. Well, I'll let these guys go up here. I know they're like still a good bit away from me, however. These guys have been battling the entire race. Like, they've actually swapped around since I last saw them. But they've been battling the entire race. Good battle for them, that. It'd be nice to have that kind of pace, wouldn't it? Right, it seems as if we are in a bit of a pocket of nothing now, because there's nothing on my relative behind me apart from a lap car. Look at there's P27. There they are. The mystery cars. There's one of them. P27's quicker than me, honestly. I'll just keep telling myself it's damage related. There's P28 just behind them, so that's the mystery positions. Oh, there we go. I knew something would happen with them too. I don't know why, but I just thought that they would have some kind of incident at some point in this race, and there it was. Obviously, it wasn't a major incident because they got back going pretty quickly. Would have been nice if they were on their roof, had to tow, and then had so much damage that they disconnected, and I gave a position that was a really high rated person. But never mind.
P28.
So we're not P28, we're P29, but okay. There we go, right. That car behind us, the second place, the guy was in second, who spam. Going straight back at us quite quickly. P number 33 is actually not a lot quicker than us there. Only closing the gap slowly, and a lot of it is because I'm letting people by, which is wasting seconds. Because I'm very slow at letting people by in this race, because I don't want to crash, obviously I'm being very calm, I've got no positions to fight for, obviously. You know, the next car ahead is about a lap, and the next car behind is about, well, more than 2 laps. It's about 7 laps. So, right, he's catching it, so I'll let him bowl on that same straight again.
That lap was a 1:44.78.
That lap was okay, 1:44.7. These tyres are probably, you know, quite dead by now, so that's alright. I mean, I've done an hour and 15 minutes on a set of tyres.
Blue flag.
Well, there is a guy behind us now. I don't think his pace is a lot better than ours, but I'll let him go anyway. And they're in a Porsche. Why is everybody in a Porsche? Literally everyone, like even the people at the back. Literally everyone. It makes me wonder maybe I shouldn't be in this car. And that might be why I'm a bit slow. Like literally if everyone is using the Porsche, it kind of says something. Because typically people who play a lot of iRacing will do this series because it's a bit of a special series. Like obviously you can only do it 3 times, you know, there's only 6 races a month. And there's 3 races every 2 weeks. So there's only 6 of these a month. And even then, really, it's only 2 races a month. The others are, you know, it's just there's different time slots to satisfy different time zones.
29.
But yeah, we're 29th. I don't think we're going to be gaining any more positions anytime soon, so... we'll enjoy the clean air we've got now for a little bit. Oh, I thought I was going to be an off-track then. That was close. I didn't want the off-track, so I went quite slowly. Again, I'm not driving to absolute risk level either. It is just... I'm just driving to have fun, really. Gain safety rating. And that's the thing, from a safety rating point of view,
Morgan,
this race has been
15
perfect.
minutes left. That's 15 minutes.
You know, we've had only 5 incidents. You know, 4 of which were an incident at the start. And then, you know, and then from an iRacing perspective, it's pretty good as well because even though we had that problem, we were the only car, in fact, that had to tow on that first lap, and then one did tow it later on. But out of that first incident, I was the only person who had to tow. That's why I lost 50 seconds getting the tow. So you consider that, and then obviously the damage I had was quite bad. So not bad really, considering I'm only 3 positions behind where I actually started. I'm just got to hope that a couple more people crash now, and then that'll be great. That will a few more gifted positions.
Sector 2 is 1.4 off the pace. Okay, Morgan, that's good consistency. Keep it up.
It's doing alright at the moment, really. I'm just gonna hope that a few people have issues towards the end, like they get a bit over scrappy, and then maybe we can get a few extra positions. That'd be great. Oh, that's great. A bit more of a cut line through the bus stop. You can do that without getting it off track. How long's left now anyway? Only 13 minutes, so we're getting to the end now. Really close to the end.
We think about 19 minutes of fuel remaining. 2.5 litres per lap.
announcing that incident at the start, I think I would have been roughly in this position, just a lap ahead. So, looking at people's pace, although saying that, as I said, I have got damage, so my pace isn't truly representative. It does also appear that picking the Ferrari was a bad idea, as pretty much everybody is in a Porsche. That does tell me that maybe the Porsche is quickest. I mean, if all the top 3 drivers in the server, you clearly know they clearly know iRacing because they've got, you know, an iRating that's that high. Rip. How does that slow down under the fence?
Cut warning, keep it tight, please, Morgan.
But they clearly know iRacing because they've got such a high iRating.
If you don't want a penalty.
You know, really, if you pick the car that they pick, it's probably the best one. Because they know what they're doing. Right. Got rid of that slowdown. I'm a bit disappointed to have an extra incident, although it's okay. I'm surprised that was only the first time I've messed up on the bus stop today. In practice yesterday I did it quite a bit. Yesterday in practice I think I got about 6 incidents from off track in the hour and a half, well, hour and 10 minutes actually. So I've got about 6 incidents. So I've done better today, only the 2 from off track stuff in more time, because we've been going more than an hour and 10 minutes. We've been going an hour and 20 minutes, so.
Kelly, right on.
Okay, lap 45, so it's a quite long race this one, clearly. Lots of laps, lots and lots of laps. In 2 weeks this series goes to Daytona, and 2 weeks after that they go to the Nürburgring, Nordschleife, so whether I will actually do the Nordschleife week, I don't quite know. I think it'll be interesting, although I don't think my pace will be that good, so
10 minutes to go, that's 10 minutes left.
having the driving line turned off would probably be best for the Nordschleife. Because, I mean, around here, I don't really follow the driving line. You know, here I brake about the 200 board. I think it's a 200 board at quite a lot of places around Watkins Glen for braking. I just have the driving line on. I don't actually know how it's still turned on. I've learned I think Watkins Glen is one of the few tracks, along with Limewalk Park, that I've raced so much and I really like. You know, I think Watkins Glen and Limewalk, they're my 2 favourite tracks, I think. And I love Summit Point as well. I really like Summit Point. I like most things on this game really. Suzuka I'm a bit meh with, and I don't like Spa because of the track limits. I love the actual circuit Spa. That guy disconnecting was the guy that connected and then disconnected earlier, so they're not for position, sadly. It's nice to have these laps without any lap traffic. The lap times have been going down. Obviously our tyres, as I think, they are probably a bit dead right now.
A29.
Really aggressive there. See what can work. Because I'm absolutely going for it on this lap. See what kind of pace we do still have.
Blue flag.
And car number 33 actually are catching them. They've just been overtaken by 32nd place, and now I'm making a charge on them. Right. 4th place is actually quite close to us now, so we'll be letting them by in a bit. This field is so spread out, like 4th place has got no one near them at all. It's like the easiest 4th place in the world. no one ahead of him, and then the gap behind is like 8 seconds. Oh, he made a mistake. Yeah, this guy in 26 isn't very quick, I don't think. So we could have passed him if it wasn't for the... Oh, I say, like, now I'm going to lose quite a bit of time to him, because I'm letting that guy by. I somehow doubt that green car is going to let him by. I'm actually just going to sit back. I think that might be... I think that might end in a crash.
Thank you, buddy, down the front
Wait.
stretch. One more behind me. Thank you, bud.
This guy...
Car right. Clear
There
on
we
right.
go, thank goodness. That guy is gonna cause an accident, I think.
Blue flag.
I'm surprised he didn't cause an accident, to be honest.
Blue flag.
That last lap one for being quite good if it wasn't for that. Well, I was watching on the steering wheel the difference. We've lost a lot of time this lap because of carnage. Yeah, that car number 33 there, they're not very quick. They're going backwards, but they weren't driving very good either. Wait, is that a BMW I see? It is!
Left side.
So there you go. So clearly the BMW went very quick then, because the one BMW is in like 27. I mean, it's kind of a 25, I guess, but yeah. So yeah, the Ferrari and the BMW don't really seem to be used that often. Alright, got 3 seconds to the car behind now, so we've got a little bit of time without lap traffic for a bit. After having lap traffic bothers. There, that last lap, that was close, that was. I was waiting to be turned into the wall or something massive's happened.
Okay, Morgan, don't think about the lap times. Just hit each and every apex. 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
Oh, only 5 minutes, there we go, so we're getting to the end now. I think even if people crash, we might not have enough time
Let me go here before the bus stop.
to get them at this point. So yeah, only 5 minutes. It's gone quick this
Driver in
race.
front of us is Skimmiker.
Thank you there before the bus stop. What are you...
Someone just said, what are you doing there? That guy, honestly, he's going to cause an accident. In fact, he's not on the screen anymore. Oh, almost went off there. That
Blue
was
flag.
broken a bit late. Obviously, normally I would happily just like go over the grass. But trying to preserve safety rating here.
Car left. Clear left. Good job, buddy.
Come on, Morgan. Push, push, push. We can catch this car. B28.
The next guy is now 4 seconds away. That guy was causing issues. Where's he gone? Did he have to pit or something? Because he's gone. Yeah, car number 33. He's not on my relative anymore, and he's now showing us the car that's directly ahead of me. So, wonder if he had a little incident getting
10
lapped.
minutes of fuel remaining.
If I can get a position out of that, I'll be happy. 28th place. If that happens, I'll be nice.
Blue flag.
No, 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 no. Oh, I just lost it there. Oh, all race we've gone without wrecking it there. Oh, it's an extra 2 incidents though, that's the shame. Oh, there we go. We went the whole race without
You got one right side.
without binning
Right
the
side.
car, and then right at the end we had to do that, didn't we? That's an extra 2 incidents that I didn't want. 8
You have
incidents, is
8
it?
incidents.
Yeah, 8 incidents. We're still going to gain safety rating, I think. However, not as much. That's a shame. Oh well. Never mind.
Just
That guy in
2 minutes left,
28
2
didn't
minutes
crash
to
out
go.
anyway, so I was hoping we were going to get booked for the off track then, but it did eventually get us for the loss of control. So yeah, I just went slightly too aggressive and just got on the grass, and then that was it really. And my pace has been very good anyway. This guy's lapped me again. That guy 30th. He lapped me after coming out of the pits, and he's just lapped me again. Unless he pitted, and then he's unlapping himself. That might be what it is. Luckily the car's not so damaged we'll be able to make the end.
B29.
The car is in an okay state as far as well, it's not driving like all over the place. It is still okay.
Alright, Morgan, the next car is Skimmico.
We're very down on straight line speed now, I think, but right, I want to let this guy go because I'm going to take the bus stop very slowly because obviously I don't really trust this car anymore to do that high speed corner without issue. Actually, it's okay. So despite that quite bad crash, the car actually still feels pretty good. It certainly doesn't feel like, I mean, I'm definitely down a couple of seconds now, a lap, but it doesn't feel horrendous. I mean, if there was an hour left to go, I'd probably pit, but it's not horrendous. Yeah, I just went slightly too quick around that corner, trying to find a bit of a new line, and that's what happened. Never mind. We waited for everyone to come by before I rejoined the track, so we're nice and safe. We've been very safe this race, actually, in terms of letting people by and not getting in the way of people. I'm pretty impressed with 29th, really. I thought...
Just keep racing in.
Honestly, I thought that after that start, I would be a little bit... I thought I would be, like, last, maybe having to disconnect after I
I'll stay
towed.
behind.
You know, I thought, oh... But in the end, from 38th to 29th, not on pace. I think every single one was a free position. My pace has not been there. Again, I have also learned that the Porsche appears to be the car to have. I will probably test it next time iRacing has maintenance, and if I can control it, I think I may buy it.
One more to go. Blue flag.
And you can see here the amount of fuel that crew chief was asking me to put in. I added about 3 gallons at least, and that turns out to be a lot better. So, obviously the amount of fuel that the food chief said we can
We
take.
estimate 6 minutes of fuel remaining. 2.5 litres per lap.
Oh no, that was an off track. That was close. I didn't think that would be an off track. Yeah, the safety rating, I think hasn't been great right at the end here, has it? I mean, so 9 incidents is still okay. Normally I'd look at 9 incidents and think, oh, it's terrible, but
Clear
because
left.
of the length of this race, I don't know why that guy was flashing his lights. Maybe it's to say thanks, because I don't see any other reason to be flashing his lights. Like I've just said in the chat, I'm going to let you by. So
That's 2 minutes left.
I'm not even sure why they're in a rush. I mean, he's got 3 seconds to the car behind and 3 seconds to the car ahead. So it's not like you're going to make any positions up on this last lap. Anyway, I mean, as bad or as well as this race has gone, you decide. We have successfully made it to the finish line, so that is all that matters, really. You know, to finish first you have to finish. Much more important. So if we'd had 4 incidents and we'd quit straight away, we would have been last, lost a ton of iRating, and then on top of that, we would have lost a ton of safety rating because obviously we'd had 4
B29.
incidents,
That's the end of the race.
and yet we'd done absolutely nothing. So I'll take that. Only 9 incidents in the end, so not too bad. 52 laps done, 28th place. We never really recovered from that lap we lost right at the beginning with that incident, so I'll take that. We finished 8 laps ahead of the car behind us. Only, I think, 2 cars finished behind me, and then all the others were disconnecting. You know, 2 people barely set a lap, so got further than they did. But there we go. Right, race is over. I'm so happy with that, I'll be honest. I'm disappointed with how the race went. You can see here, what happened was, it was that classic thing on iRacing that does happen quite often in top splits, I've noticed, where, quite simply, people at the front, basically, if you look at the front, it might not have even been the person directly at the front. I think they disconnected now, sadly, so I can't watch them. Or I can. So you can see on the start, they were probably bunching everybody up, because they go quickly then fast to try and build up temperature in their tyres. So you can see here they are. I mean, is this on the first lap? I think it might be. Oh, this is going on to lap 2, so who knows. But anyway, look back at my point of view, you can see... Oh, why do I have to, like, go back through all of it? So you can basically see... I mean, actually, we can probably see in a blimp cam what happened. So you can see... Here, everyone's kind of going quick and then slow. So I'm there, in that Golf livery. They're going quick, and then they slow down suddenly. Everyone bunches together, and then they go, and then they stop again. There's a massive... So they go... And then people in the middle don't quite... But basically, you can see there, I go right because the green flag's waved. The white car goes left, and there's a massive accident. I didn't see all the bits behind us, though. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... You know, a good 6 or 7 cars there. Sadly, I was the only one who ended up getting upside down. All the others escaped roughly... unscathed. So, bit of a shame. However, in the end... We only lose only 47 iRating. I'll take that. Only 47 iRating. I was expecting to lose a good 60 or 70, so only 47. That's decent. Someone lost 91, so... No, 92 actually, so I'll take that. Definitely. I will take that. So... There we go. My best lap was horrendous. I was the only person in the 44s. That's the damage. You know, yesterday, as I said, I was doing 43.5s all practice long in the same conditions. Although you can see here, look, in split 2 there were a couple on the 44s, and then split 3, all of them 44s. If I was in split 3, I'd probably be nice towards the front. But yeah, I mean, to get into split 2, that was 2,000 iRating, split 2. So split, in fact, actually, it was 2,100 iRating, but the person who was car number 1 actually disconnected straight away. But in terms of number of finishes, I think split 1 was actually the worst. Only 31 finish, and 30 and 31 were basically out of it. So, because they fixed all their damage. But split 2 had, again... 32 finish, and then 1 that was basically out, but still finished. Out of 38 again, so all splits with 38. I was really impressed by that. Well, I think we completed 53 laps, because that guy was nuts. He won by 19 seconds. I mean, some people did actually have 0 incident races. This is what I love about these longer series, though. Look at that. That's a lot of safety rating. I'd have to probably do 2 sprint races with quite good incident ratings. You're talking 0 to 1 incidents. I'd have to do 2 of them to get that kind of safety rating, which is very difficult. So, and I just gained it in one massive chunk while still having 9 incident points, which is actually quite a lot. So it's pretty decent. Only 47 iRating to pay for it. So we'll definitely do the series again in 2 weeks' time. There is actually another one tonight, GTE Endurance Series. I'm not going to be doing the one tonight, and you can see. I think the Porsche was clearly dominated there, so maybe the Porsche is maybe a bit of a better car. But it was really good fun. Next week they go to Daytona Road Course, Well, not next week, 2 weeks' time. I'll probably stream it again. Hope everyone did enjoy it today. I've had 12 clicks on the stream, so not too bad. But yeah, I hope everyone really enjoyed that one, and thank you for watching, of course. Channel is now up to 144 subs. I'm very, very happy. Right, let's put it up to the end screen. There we go. And I hope everyone really enjoyed that. Also, this series goes, week 5 and week 6 in this series are what I'm really looking forward to. They go to Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, which is Canada. I absolutely love that circuit. And then week 6, the last one, on the 28th of Feb, they go to Monza. I absolutely love Monza, although it will be chaos. I probably won't be qualifying for that race. I think we'll probably start at the back, because we all know what Monza Turn 1 is like. And I thought there was a maximum start as a 60. I'll just check. Or maximum start as a 50. That's why we were in 3 splits. It was a maximum start as a 50, not 60. Although, weirdly, Watkins Glen only had 42 pit stalls, so I don't know what would happen if there were 50 starters. But there we go. It was really, really good fun. I absolutely, thoroughly enjoyed that, I have to say. Well, I think we'll definitely do more GTE racing. I really like these GTEs. Obviously, there's the IMSA Sports Car Championship. This week they're at Long Beach, so I'm not going to be doing that. I've seen enough clips of how Long Beach is turning out for people to know that I shouldn't be doing it. Then they do have a couple of 60-minute races. They have a 75-minute one in Daytona, so I might do that one at some point. However, it is on the same week as the GT Endurance Series, so we'll see. Anyway, comment down below if you guys like this sort of thing. Very long race, an hour and a half. It takes its toll. I had to get up at 6:30 in the morning to do this, so I think just the fact that I finished is pretty impressive. Only been on iRacing for 2 months, if you look at most people in this series, they're not exactly new to iRacing. I'm just looking through the list now. No one here was really new to iRacing, so I'm just a bit nuts. Anyway, hope you guys really enjoyed this one. I'll see you in the next one, and new background music and the end screen. Bye! Bye-bye!